Welcome to the SNA Live Podcast, hosted by Three the Hard Way. This is for the culture, Black and Latinx. Where you at?
What's good, cigar fam? It's your boy Seaway, and welcome to SNA Live, the show not just about cigars and cigar lounges, but life in general. Because if you're in a nice-ass cigar lounge with your peoples and only talking about cigars, then you've missed the whole motherfucking point. We're recording live, as always, from Smoking Ashes Cigars and Haberdashery, the hottest cigar lounge in these United States. With me, as always, are my partners in crime, the GM and Leak. Say what's up to the people.
Yo, what up?
What's going on, fam? Blessed to be here.
We can now be seen on One Institution Media's platform, as we are now a part of the OIM family. Today's episode is episode number 18, entitled The Next Episode. We're getting into our top 5 favorite TV dramas. We're getting into our top 5, TV dramas. And our top 5 comedy TV shows. We're bringing back our segment, Notable Mention, where we are profiling the legend, the living legend, still alive, Miss Marla Gibbs.
Yep, 227.
Let's go. And we're bringing back our segment as usual, ending it off with what you rocking with. And with that being said, as usual, cut your stick, light them up, and let's get it popping.
Welcome to SNA Live, a podcast like no other. Featuring Three the Hard Way. You want it, you got it.
Yes. Episode 18, the next episode, literally. We are going on a challenge, I should say, because we took out having Netflix and today's technology and picking our shows, so this should be exciting.
Throwback.
Yeah. Right now it's the perfect time to get your stick, get your seat, get your drink, and let's rock. So I had to throw that in there because it's true. When we spoke about doing this show, the last second challenge at the end, I know Conway said specifically, he was like, yo, don't count any of like the streaming services. Like no Hulu, no Netflix. And you're going, damn. Yeah. That's going to be difficult because, you know, a lot of stuff we watch nowadays is really just that.
Because here's the thing. Here's why I did that. Because I'm like, the quality of shows on the streaming services is so much higher.
It's like they're movies.
Because the budget is
higher.
insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So like
they're movies.
Yeah, you can't compare the budget of something on Netflix to something that came out in the 80s or 90s.
Facts.
And the thing of it is, you don't even realize how shitty the budget was on some of the shows that you loved until you go back and watch it now.
Oh my Lord.
You're like, holy shit.
How did I not see that?
Yo, they put this together with $800 in a food stamp.
And feeding everybody with the government cheese. That was the snacks in the bag.
Hell yeah. Like,
no, it's true. It's true.
Catered by the government. It's like
the government corp.
Like, this shit is crazy.
No, it's true though.
Yeah, man. But before we get into those topics, man, we gotta talk about, as usual, what we're drinking, what we're smoking. Leak, I'm gonna let you set it off, brother. What you smoking today?
I don't know if you saw my face over here. I was just, that first puff, I'm like, yeah, man. So I'm smoking, shameless plug, I'm smoking the SNA house blend. Oh my God. If you haven't been to Smoking Ashes, 200 Wall Raven Drive, Teaneck, New Jersey, to experience this house blend, I'm sorry, I've been to a lot of lounges, not just here in the New York, New Jersey area, all over the country. This is one of the best house blends I've ever had.
Say it again for those in the back.
Yeah, one of the best house blends I've ever had.
Yeah.
All right, this is a Nicaraguan Puree from all the different regions in Nicaragua. I don't have to Jalapa, Esteli, everywhere. Yeah. Straight here, made for us, and this is one of our top sellers in here. And again, I'll say it again, if you haven't had it, even if you don't want to come to our lounge, but you're a smoker, just come in here and grab this. Trust me, you will not.
Don't have to even sit and chill.
Yeah,
just come through,
just come and buy it.
And you know what's even crazy about that? Yeah, you're right. Sometimes we have someone come through in the shop, they want to purchase stuff. You can see they're a little conflicted. So after I see they're conflicted, I turn around and go, hey, you know what? I mean, it's going to sound crazy. I'm not trying to send you, because I know what people think for the most part when they hear house blend.
Yeah.
This is your shitty cigars.
Yeah.
You're trying to pawn that off.
Where you're going to make your money. You just want to get this off.
Yeah, and I always tell, I've done this. I can't count how many times I've done this. I tell people, look, take the cigar. I promise you, if you're staying here to smoke it, if it's wrong, if I'm wrong, I'll buy you one on me for whatever else you want in there.
Yeah.
But if I'm right, I promise you're gonna get up and grab a couple more before you leave.
That's how confident we are.
I will tell you this much: I have not bought a cigar yet. Okay, because these guys really sit there. They go, and you know what? They're honest too.
Yeah,
because you know some people could be a dick just to take the challenge. But
here's the thing: the stick is so good, pause. Like,
good catch.
They're just like, yo, I can't even fucking lie.
I can't lie.
Like, damn.
Like you with the story with the scotch when the guy offered to buy you the bartender said if you don't like it, you couldn't lie there. He's like, damn, this is really good.
And to the point where to this day it's still my favorite scotch. And for those that don't know what we're talking about, we talked about it on an earlier episode. It's my experience of how I came on to knowing about the beautiful, amazing, wonderful scotch Balvenie 12-year Doublewood. It's
Balvenie, if you hear this, man,
you said that like it was a girl.
Yeah, we need a sponsor. The way he just talked about that was
beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life.
We need a sponsor after that plug right there. But no,
Rob, what you smoking?
I went with another section of our humidor that I appreciate. We bring in a lot of the lost and founds.
Yes.
And a lot of people actually come here because they know we carry a lot of the lost and founds as well. Yeah. So this one is the Buck 15 Habano.
Oh, I haven't had that one.
No. So this is a vintage 2019. It's a Dominican Habano wrapper with a Criollo 98 binder and Dominican and Honduran fillers.
Nice.
Okay.
It's very well constructed. Yet again, like every one that they've made, I'm not trying to be I'm really a fan of the lost and found section.
Nice.
But this one's got some great construction. I just lit it, so I don't have too much to speak on with it as of yet. I'll chime in later on.
Hey, just the other weekend, we had a few people come in and take advantage of the 6 for $50. And I said, yo, you're not going to be disappointed by not one of those.
Won't.
They're not, there's none of them that are bad. They just go from good to great.
Yeah, and they change. There's so much, like you can literally go in there and grab 5 different ones and have 5 different experiences.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? And that's the beautiful part about that section I like that we created here with that. It gives people an opportunity to try something different that you normally wouldn't try.
Definitely.
And speaking about that, Conway, tell us what you're smoking on.
So I had this for the first time, what was that, like 2 weeks ago when I talked about this one. So it's the...
And that's why I mentioned what I said, one that you don't usually smoke as often.
Yo, Drew Estate came out with the Kentucky Fire Cured.
Yeah, the
cigar.
KFC.
So it's a Nicaraguan binder and filler with a Mexican San Andreas wrapper. But while most cigars are air cured, meaning they just let it naturally dry, this one is actually fire cured, which gives it a taste of like roasted hickory, oak, and like a smoky type of finish.
So for our grill masters out there,
perfect for
when you're hitting
barbecue.
the grill, and barbecuing, seamless.
Yo, I can only imagine, and it's so crazy.
Because that's when I would smoke it, when I would barbecue.
Yeah, because I smoked it, and you know what it immediately took me back to? I went to a wedding. One of my wife's sorority sisters got married in Kansas City, so she's from Kansas City.
That's right, I remember that trip.
And I don't even eat meat like that. I'm a pescatarian, but when every now and again I'll have some beef with it.
Yo, these ribs.
We went to this spot. They had some brisket.
That's what it was, brisket.
It was a brisket sandwich, and I was like,
my shit.
Yo.
Said she was the fucking best thing you ever had.
If I lived there,
you'd be 300 pounds.
300 pounds with blood pressure through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
My arteries would be straight.
NFL players say that they're when they go to Kansas City, the hardest thing to deal with is the smell from outside of the stadium coming in.
Getting hungry
because all they're thinking about is fucking eating out there. It's only in Kansas City they feel that way.
They do the what's it called? The tailgating.
Yeah.
And everybody's barbecuing out there.
And you know they're known for that. So there's pit masters out there.
Yeah.
So they're cooking for real.
And if you don't think there's levels to shit in terms of like barbecuing or whatever, go to Kansas City.
Yeah, facts.
If you're a meat eater, if you're not a meat eater, it might turn you back into one.
I might have to take that trip and see it.
Just for that, just for the food.
I'll get tempted maybe to try it.
Go see a football game too, but
crazy. So, because I was smoking this, or because I should say, because based on the drink that we have for today, this is why I chose this particular cigar. Because like when you think fire cured and barbecues and stuff, you think like the South or whatever. So like, you know what? Let's go small batch bourbon, Kentucky style. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
So we have Elijah Craig. It is a small batch bourbon, hint of warm spice with a subtle smoky flavor, it went perfect with the fire cured Kentucky fire cured cigar. It's aged in charred oak barrels.
Oh,
so I think we've had this on the show.
Yeah, we had
season 1, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we had it this season too.
Did we?
Yeah, I think Malik brought it once.
No, I had the Angel's Envy. That's why when he pulled it out.
No, you brought Elijah Craig because we talked about it being with your son's name.
Yes.
Wow.
I didn't remember that.
See, when you get to episode 18, you forget what happened in episode like 1
Bro, we don't even
5.
remember what happened last episode. Sometimes you gotta listen to it again and be like, oh shit, wait,
Like,
we
word?
did do that. Okay.
I didn't even remember we talked about that. Yeah, man, but it's a perfect combination, man. Like, 'cause once again, the smoky flavor of the small batch bourbon, the Kentucky fire cured cigar by Drew Estate. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
You're gonna want some brisket by the time.
It's about to say.
It sounds good right now.
Yeah.
Yo, and speaking of barbecues, man, just a little off script, man.
Yeah.
Like, yo, when this shit's all over, we really got to plan a big one between the three of us. Because, I don't know if you ever realized it. And this happened just how it happened. Like, I would usually do Memorial Day, you would do July 4th, and you would always do one in August. To close out. So I would start, you would do a minute. And I don't think anyone really thought about that.
Yeah, I'm doing one, just so you know. I got to talk to you about that.
Okay.
I'm doing one.
But I mean, like, we haven't had a chance
we didn't plan it out that way.
No, we didn't. It just happened that way.
Yeah, I didn't even think
So
about
I
that.
can't wait to get out of all this and we can really do a nice one.
Yeah, definitely.
Fill up the party and with a bunch of Elijah Craig and a couple of boxes of those KFCs.
Yeah. Do it up right, definitely. So let's get to our first topic. Our favorite top 5 TV dramas of all time. Now, we purposely, and we do this all the time, we do not share our lists before the show so that you get the genuine, spontaneous reaction as we're hearing each other talk about it. But in knowing these two brothers for as long as I have, I can only imagine the overlapping that's going to happen.
I say that before. I don't think we were going to get to a true 5 because we're going to have to be like, damn it, you took it, damn it.
So, Leek, I'm going to let you start it off, brother. Give us your top 5 TV dramas of all time.
I'm ready to knock off 2 off my list right now.
So I'm going to start from going back furthest to more recent.
Okay.
So my first one, I mean, obviously every black family got in front of the tube, in front of that big ass tube that we used to have back in the 80s and 90s, and we got ready for the Cosby Show.
We're doing dramas first, brother.
It's drama, not comedy.
Cosby Show is a drama.
I think it's more comedy, bro.
It's a drama comedy.
Time out.
It's a drama comedy.
Bill
by
Cosby had
definition is a stand-up comedian.
I think he only had about 2 or 3 episodes that were really serious.
Like there was the weed episode.
Yeah, and there was another one though,
which I smoke to every single time it's on.
No, I never did that.
Yo, it is hilarious.
I need to do that.
Like the first time I did it, I was still living back in the Bronx. I rolled up a blunt, and I didn't say that. And I sat there.
I'll edit that.
And watched. No, it's cool.
No, of course, it's you back in the day.
So I sat there. So for those that don't remember this episode, Theo goes to school. He's sitting next to like this dude that looks like he's 25 years old. Meanwhile, they're like fucking
that casting was crazy.
sophomores in high school or whatever. This dude was like 32 with like 3 kids.
Like House Party's casting was horrible.
And a pension. So the teacher walks in, and the dude had a joint. So he was like, "Oh shit, I'm about to get caught." So he threw it in
Theo's bag. Yep.
Exactly. So when Theo comes home, he drops his bag off, and the mother is like, "Oh man, he's always leaving the stuff all over the place." He left it in the dining room. She picks it up, joint falls out. And she goes.
All right, my bad.
So she doesn't go to Theo initially. She goes to Cliff, and she's like, "Yo, look what I found in our son's backpack." And Cliff is like, "Yo, we need to have a talk with him." He talked to Theo. Theo's like, "Yo, it's not mine." They're like, "Yo, you don't have to lie. It's all right." He's like, "No, it's not mine. Yo, I'm gonna find the dude whose it is and bring him to."
that.
And yo,
it was his mission to make sure homeboy came to his house.
Homeboy came to the house.
Yes, he did.
And Cliff had a conversation. "Yo, man, you have a problem, man. You need to get help." And I'm sitting there laughing, smoking my blunt, laughing my fucking ass off.
Talking about who's giving the advice, right? No, I get it though. But I mean, I think.
Listen, when I looked it up, it came under drama / comedy. All right, so
Really?
we'll skip that one. We'll skip that one.
No, don't skip it.
Well, so I mean, we spoke
maybe that
about
was
it.
what people thought about black stories back then. It was
Because
too
if
drama-full.
Possibly. Well, if you think about it, it was kind of showing black people in a different light, so it kind of was more of like just even kill. Just so happened Bill Cosby was a comedian, so it was funny. Anyway, next one. Sopranos. Is that? Can we put that in the drama?
Yeah, I can take that out of
all
my.
right.
He was bodying motherfuckers like
Dude, that's
three times an episode.
That is the epitome.
That's
of
probably my
drama.
number one ever. Comedy, any type of genre, that was my number one. Sopranos, I've probably seen every episode at least 2 or 3 times. Like, that was my shit.
Me too.
That was my shit. Next, which people probably not up on this one, Shameless. I know you just got into it. Shameless, if you haven't watched this show, it is just the direction and the topic of, you know, what the show is about.
Yeah.
It's something that's
Yeah.
never really been seen before.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're talking, I won't give it out, but basically it's about a poor white family growing up on the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
And just the different stereotypes that come into this show is ridiculous. I mean, the dad is an alcoholic. Like, it's all different characters.
Deadbeat alcoholic slash drug addict.
I was about to say, I think that just cuts it short, just calling it alcoholic. He is.
I was just about to say.
The list of what he is.
Scumbag. Yeah. That's what he is. He's a scumbag. And he just keeps getting worse and worse. But anyway, you have a daughter who doesn't know what to do with her life. You have a 12-year-old who smokes weed and freaking drinks beer. Like, it's crazy. So you never seen, I mean, I'm just being real. You never seen entertainment in Hollywood show white people in that light of them being poor and just being.
You don't.
Not like that.
Yeah, being criminals. They're criminals.
Yeah.
Somebody's getting arrested every freaking episode.
Then you have the gay aspect too.
Then you have,
the
the homosexual. One of the sons is a homosexual. So it's crazy. So I love that show. Next one, Ray Donovan.
That you took that one off mine too.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
2 off my list.
That show
right now.
is like, I get my popcorn, I get my
Ray
meal,
Donovan was
my
those.
drink, my rum or whatever, and I get ready for every fucking Ray Donovan.
So
episode.
here's the
I love
thing. I know this is gonna be sacrilegious. I still have not watched that show yet.
Oh my God,
That's all right, bro.
missing out.
I've
Ray
been
Donovan,
the last
Ray
season
Donovan
just
is
ended.
one that you'll enjoy.
I would say I've been
You
told
would
by
love
multiple
that.
people.
You would love that show, yo.
Like, and don't get me wrong, it's on the list.
Yeah.
I gotta get to it,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
haven't gotten to it yet.
Yo, it's just gangster. And then my last is more recent, and I'm freaking in love with this damn show, Billions. Billions on Showtime got some crazy ass, some hot shows right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But Billions is
Wow.
definitely.
You didn't put the fucking sign up.
That's somebody like really.
Like thirsty to get in. Like
Yeah.
we're not open. Like don't even just ignore it, yo.
There's nothing not we got.
Like people, Mondays,
We're closed.
we are closed. Until Monday Night Football starts, we are closed.
Sorry, can't do anything for you.
Summer hours, Mondays, we are closed. You know why? Because we were recording this episode to entertain you guys. So Mondays, once again, how do you knock and then leave? Like as you're leaving? Like obviously we heard you. It's dumb quiet. I know lights are on, but it's dumb quiet in here.
That means you cannot enter.
That's funny. I just laugh at it because,
You know what's funny though? Like our videographer,
He just said that.
extra. You know,
He just said it earlier today.
He's like, "Yo, make sure you put the sign up."
But you know what though? Even when we've had the sign, we have a cool ass on air sign, and we still have people fucking knock on it with theirs. So I mean, like, anyway.
So yeah, that was my last one. Billions. If you haven't watched it, if you want to know about how this country, really the world, but specifically this country is run, where they show the intertwining of politics and
Finance,
and
money, and power.
How like especially with our last president, like all of that stuff goes on in Billions. So definitely catch Billions. So that's my 5, or actually 4.5. But yeah, that's my 5.
My 4.5.
Rob, what you got, brother?
All right, man. So I'll definitely start off right away with taking Ray Donovan and Sopranos off the list.
Okay.
I will say this about Sopranos. I've watched Sopranos once, only when it happens. I've never redid it.
I've gone back.
I'll tell you why.
Please.
I'll tell you why. To be honest with you, I got tired of Scarface, Soprano, in the hood. Everybody always just beat it in the head so much. It was just like, you know what?
It turns you. It's not even the show so much.
It's not the show. It was everything around it.
Yeah,
So it was just like, you know what? I like it, but I can't just, So I definitely rocked with it. Definitely dope.
The funny part of that is I've seen Scarface, and this is not even a lie, easily like 25 times.
So have I, though. I have too.
And I've seen Sopranos. I've gone through Sopranos like season 1 through 6.
7. I think it's 7.
So 6 is broken up into 2 parts. So
that's right. It's like 20 episodes, something like that. That's right. That's right.
So probably 4 times.
Wow. I ain't even gone that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's deep.
Which says something about my psychology, but that's a whole other topic for another episode.
Well, no, because I've done something similar, just with different
put them in a body bag.
A different set of shows. So those were 3 right there. Mm-hmm. Another one I got into big time for a drama. I was a big Walking Dead fan. I got big into Walking Dead.
Yeah.
The whole timeline and the casting for me is everything with shows.
Yo, I didn't know that show was still on.
It's still on.
Really?
No, it's still on. It's like on episode, I don't know. I mean, season like 13 now or something like that.
So didn't it like jump the shark like years ago? Like who's still watching that show?
A lot of people are. It's so much to a point. They're watching it so much to a point that there's spin-offs of that show that are also successful, and they all tie into each other.
That's crazy.
That's the crazy part about it.
I'm thinking like everybody gotta be dead by now.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
No, and most of the main characters did though. No, but that's the crazy part about it. Like, it's not just about zombies. That's the beautiful part about the storyline.
No, it's not. It's about human nature surviving
at its worst.
Yeah, exactly.
Because most of the people that you see in episode, the zombies are a byproduct of the fighting outside of season 1. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Season 2 on, you start to go through more of fighting other people, other groups.
Gotcha.
You try to.
There's a scarcity of resources.
Yes, and then territories or everything. There's a season where they find a prison and they take over the prison because the prison is safe. So if they clear out the prison, they can live in the prison, and they have the perimeter secure outside. Gotcha. Yeah. And you're inside a fucking prison. Who's gonna kick? They're not gonna knock down cement walls. So I've seen Walking Dead.
It's actually pretty smart.
It is very smart. And there's other seasons with them, but the story has gone on, and I'll be honest with you, their writers are phenomenal, to the point that not only do they have the seasons continuing from The Walking Dead, they have Fear the Walking Dead, which is another one, and I think they have another spin-off that comes off, and they do like short movies, but they also continue to drop books. The same writers.
Okay.
So they're dropping the books.
It was a graphic novel, right? That's
the original one was a graphic novel, correct.
That's $1 billion.
Oh, bro, they're making money hand over fist everywhere. And my number one of all time, and it probably shouldn't be a shock to you guys when y'all hear this.
I already know.
Yeah. Sons of Anarchy is by far my favorite drama. Like how you said you've seen Sopranos. Yeah. I have seen seasons 1 through 7. I can't tell you how many times.
Can I tell my story real quick of my Sons of Anarchy hanging out with you?
Yeah.
So we down in Florida. We just finished getting wasted. We drunk driving through the freaking not the Everglades, in Florida.
Yeah, it was the Everglades.
Yeah,
SNA Live Podcast does not endorse drunk driving.
No,
he said he was drunk.
No, I was drunk. He was driving. So I fall asleep. I pass out. Yeah. And just picture this. You're sleeping and like you're in deep sleep, like that drunk sleep. Yeah. And then all you hear is like literally like you're in the middle of a freaking shootout. Yeah. And you wake up and it's pitch dark around you because we're in the fucking Everglades and there's no cars around. So there's no
currently
lights.
At that time we were driving from Tampa to Miami in the middle of the night.
Dude, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I jump up like, what the fuck? I'm thinking like there's a shootout. And then I look, and then I don't see nothing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I look at his phone, and he has his phone sitting there. He's watching the Sons of Anarchy. But then I start hearing him talking. I'm like, yo, I felt like I was in a fucking movie theater.
So I had. So at the time, we currently had driving like a brand new Navigator. So I was able to hook up the phone to Bluetooth. Gotcha. So I had the surround sound blazing.
Dude,
but yo,
I thought I woke up in the middle.
He did wake up panicking, man.
Then I enjoyed it after that. I was watching the episode.
I will tell you this though, Sons of Anarchy, as crazy as it sounds, you might look at it and just think of it as just some biker white boys doing crazy shit. There's so much more to that show than just that. Conway, you were able to jump on and watch it. You can see there's business, because those guys are businessmen at the end of the day.
They are.
You know what I mean? Illegal and legal. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's fights with Aryans. There's fights with blacks, Chinese, the Mexicans. Yeah. But then there's also groupings with them, and you could realize like one of the most prominent characters in that was Damon Pope, season 4.
Yeah.
Showed the most powerful person outside the cartel that they dealt with was Damon Pope, and he was black.
Yeah.
And he ran everything outside of Oakland.
Pulling up in a Rolls Royce Phantom.
Yes, like bodying dudes, like with no worries.
Yeah.
Like this guy owned, like he was closing construction deals, teaching the white boys how to step their game up.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's the one that taught Jax how to move up and do things. So.
You know what the crazy part is? Like, so you were on that show obviously before me. You put me onto it, and so in a previous life I used to ride, but I was a sports bike dude. And Rye, you have a cruiser. So when I would see the commercials for it, I'm like, like this is not really my speed or whatever. And so Rye was like, yo, I get that, but you need to watch this shit. And I was like, I'll give it a chance. All right, cool. Yo, hooked from day one.
It's one of those things that from episode 1, you'll
show.
just keep. And again, casting is everything.
Yeah, that's big.
When shows nail cast, like.
And you know what? The overlap. Wendy from Billions, was Jax's wife.
Tara Knowles.
Tara, yeah.
Also a BX native. She's from Riverdale. Holla, BX.
She just got her, Maggie Siff is her
Maggie
name.
Siff.
She just got her name on the Bronx Walk of Fame on the Grand Concourse.
Yes, she did.
Nice.
Big shout out to. Matter of fact, you know what? Yeah, Maggie Siff. She did.
BX, baby.
BX all day. And she's a singer too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so a lot of the soundtracks, what I loved about what Kurt Sutter is the producer of Sons of Anarchy. And he also is the executive producer of The Mayans, which is the spinoff of.
That's the spinoff, yeah.
And I
watched a couple episodes of that.
Mayans to me is my next one because, again, it's just tied into the same thing except it's from the Mayans aspect.
Okay.
But what Kurt Sutter did, which was dope, they built soundtracks specifically for the episodes. So he tied in, he made sure the music matched everything that was going on.
Gotcha.
And most of the artists on the shows were actual singers. Like, I don't know if you guys know, Katie Segal. Mm-hmm. Katie Segal is from Married with Children.
Yes.
But she's...
Peggy from Married with Children.
Yes, she's also one of the premier characters in the show. She plays Jax's mom.
Yeah.
And she's a singer as well. And she does a lot of the cuts on their soundtracks. So they keep the money in the family as well, too, which is smart. So that's my top 5. Because like I said, Malik had mentioned the other 2. I didn't have to touch on that again.
Those are classics.
Yeah. So Conway, definitely, what's on yours?
So 2 overlapping ones. Rye, Leak, you both had Sopranos. By me saying I've seen the shit 4 or 5 times, obviously that's,
it speaks for itself, yeah.
Billions.
Yes.
And thank you, Leak, for putting me onto that show.
Yes.
Because I'm just like, yo, this shit is crazy. Fucking love it.
I used to watch that show when it first came out, back in 2016. So I watched the first 3 seasons of it.
Everything that goes on in this country.
And you know what's crazy? There's an overlap, another one. Like, another overlap, I should say.
I did have one I didn't mention.
Wags in Billions is like...
He's in SOA.
No, he's not. No. He's like, what's the dude? Tig. Wags is like Tig.
Wags
I know what you're talking about.
Wags.
I got you. I got you.
Wags
is the best.
Wags is a dysfunctional motherfucker.
He's the best.
I fucks with Wags though. I fucks with Wags so hard. So
yeah, no, that
so those 2 like the overlap, right? So then 3 of them though is definitely not like anything having to do with the other 2, and I got put onto this show madly. Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I didn't want to go there. I got it. I liked it.
Got into it.
I liked it. It's just, it didn't. I didn't go fanatic over it.
It was.
But people have.
Yeah, it's a crazy show. And keep in mind, I know a lot of the dramas we're mentioning are all from like the last 20 years, and obviously TV's been around way longer. But the resources and the budgets that went into TV shows from about 99, 2000 to the present was way more than any time previous to that. And because of that, you're going to have better shows. Yeah. So my next 2 that I'm going to mention are products of that. Mad Men.
I heard that was good.
I never got into that, and I wanted to.
I'm mad that I didn't get into that.
I once again got into it later.
Yeah.
I never saw it when it was actually on TV.
I actually what's it, Mark Madsen? What's his name? The main actor.
The main, in real life?
Yeah. Because he's the same guy from The Town.
Yeah. John Hamm.
John Hamm. There you go. I like him as an actor.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He plays very well. He can play the asshole too.
He can, but like his he's cool shit though. The character in Mad Men, his name is Don Draper, and amazing character. And for those that don't know, so the term Mad Men meant Madison Avenue men. Back in the...
It's like marketing and stuff, right?
Yeah, back in the 50s and 60s, all the big-time marketing agencies that did the sponsors for like Coca-Cola and like Pampers and all that stuff like that, they were all Madison Avenue. All suit-wearing, cigarette-smoking, scotch drinking assholes, womenizing assholes, like the sexual harassment that was going on in the offices, like because it was the 50s and 60s. Women didn't have any rights, so your secretary could walk past you, you can smack on her ass, and there was nothing. Not only was there nothing that she can do about it, it was like she didn't even think twice about complaining about it.
I'm gonna get fired.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get fired too.
This is just like how it is, but amazing show.
Like F is for Family.
And yeah,
how they be beating up on her in that episode. Hey Sue, your tits are hanging too low. I thought those were your knees. It's like, yo, that's in the workplace.
Fucking love that show.
And I didn't mention it because that was
streaming.
And it's also a streaming one, but I'll mention that later.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like so. And one of the most beautiful women that you. So, Christina Hendricks is also on the show. If you don't know who Christina Hendricks is, definitely Google her. If you
don't know who that is,
I know. I'm gonna know once I see.
Oh my God!
Wait a minute. We've had this conversation many times. I know you and I have.
Put it this way: if Beyonce were white,
that's her.
She'd be Christina Hendricks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see if
she's actually even curvier than Beyonce.
I think so. I think no, she is.
She is. Like I said, if you're into women.
Ginger.
Yeah, if you're into women.
Ginger, okay.
Yeah,
Ginger. She's a big woman though.
Yeah, man. She's not a little small dainty little thing.
She's in a Netflix series too, like some shit like Working Moms, some shit like that.
Yeah.
You gotta see the whole length.
I saw one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I wanted to keep my thoughts inside.
Staying on topic.
Yeah.
So those are my shows.
I will throw one out there for you.
Yeah.
So one that I didn't put in because for one it was a streaming one. Mm-hmm. But yo, you had mentioned about politics. I watched Billions too.
I know where you
but there is no other show that ties politics in for real other than House of fucking Cards.
I'm so mad I didn't get into that.
Yo, House of Cards was literally, you remember how you said, like how Shameless shows white folk, at their lowest? Yeah. This shows how white folk are at their highest.
Wow. And what really goes on behind the scenes.
But what's crazy is they tied into it. If you watched it as it dropped, they had things like, for instance, with I think it was like season 3 when they started manipulating the voting system. Yeah. That was before Trump and them had theirs.
Yeah. No, but
with Hillary.
That's like stuff like gerrymandering, like that stuff's been going on
for a long time. But it was brought out to light with this show.
Yes.
You know that show had lost its permits 3 different times?
Yeah, government
because DC was like, yo, we're not allowing y'all to shoot here no more. We're tired of it. Yeah. If you guys really want to know what the ins and outs are of, like, if you're into politics and you haven't seen House of Cards, I don't support Kevin Spacey and his craziness and what he's done and all that. And that's another reason why I wouldn't have mentioned it even if we did. But the show itself.
But you know what? Kevin Spacey is just a
person. Yeah, the show in its entirety is fucking fire. Yeah. Characters, his wife, everyone played an amazing role in that.
I gotta get into that.
That's a show you have to see.
I just realized I only gave 4 of my 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought that was 4.
You didn't do 5. All right, so what's the other one?
Succession.
So
that's on HBO.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
I don't think I've
never seen one episode.
So it's Billions on steroids.
Really?
Yeah. Like we were talking about like the higher ups and like manipulation and everything.
Yeah.
Like
so I want to see that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna add that to my list.
Because like it's so basically the premise of Succession is you have the father figure who is essentially he's a combination of Rupert Murdoch and the dude that started. I can't remember who the other dude is. I read up on the show or whatever, and they were saying that the main figure is like a combination of Rupert Murdoch and some other big media magnate. Anyway, so he has his family. He has 3 sons and 1 daughter. He's gonna retire, and he's trying to figure out who am I going to appoint as my successor when I step down. But his kids, one of them is a complete just fuck up.
I can see where this show's going already.
Slash drug addict slash just a fuck up. Yeah. Daughter, real sharp, but he's kind of an old school dude.
I want a man to be in charge.
Exactly. Then the other son is just a complete like psychopath. Like
shit.
There's a scene, and not to ruin the shit or whatever, but there's a scene. He's in his office now. These are like really nice offices, like floor to ceiling windows, high up. You know.
I'm sorry. What time period does this take place in?
Present.
Okay.
Yeah. And you see him. He has one hand up against the glass. He's facing out, like looking outside, and you just see his shoulder like moving like vigorously. And you're like, what the fuck is he doing? And then they show the scene. So they have the camera shot from behind him,
and then they flip
it from outside of the building looking in. Yeah, he's jacking off on the fucking window.
I figured that. Probably looking at somebody walking.
No, just the sheer amazingness of the scenery.
Was that time of the day?
He's just like, yo, I'm just gonna fucking jack off into the window. And you see that he's like, what was wrong with him? And then you realize he's I think he's the youngest. So and he's played by Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Oh, the young one from Home Alone too.
Yeah.
Because he was in Home Alone as well. Macaulay Culkin's brother. He was the one that pissed the bed.
Yeah. So, but his character.
The little guy.
Let me see his face.
I'm trying to see which one.
The one on the right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So his Kieran.
That's the one that pissed the bed.
Yeah, Kieran.
That nobody wanted to sleep with in the Home Alone.
His one-liners on the show. First of all, the show is amazingly written, like amazing. Okay. And his one-liners on the show.
Billions is.
Yeah, like it's even better. That's why I'm saying it's Billions on steroids.
Really, Billions. Yeah. That's probably some of the best writing I've ever seen.
Nah, but it's better.
Wow.
It's better.
I'm gonna take note with that one. I like hearing that.
And so his name is Roman, and he's just a like straight just like you can't even wrap your mind around the shit that comes out of his mouth. But he grew up a spoiled rich kid, and he's the baby of the family.
He's the baby, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like he just says whatever, whenever he feels. And
no retribution, no nothing.
There's no repercussions whatsoever. Perfect example. So he's at a they're doing like some little charity shit or whatever, and they're doing like a photo shoot or something like that. And there's some kids playing baseball, and like I think it's like their housekeeper's son or something like that. And Roman is like, yo, if you can hit the ball and do like an inside the park home run or something like that, I'll give you $1 million.
Yo.
Oh, it's to that level.
Like
that's just that fuck you money.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll give you $1 million. Just hit the ball. And your life will be changed forever. You'll be able to help your mother out. It'll be so great for you.
Damn.
Yeah. So then he hits the ball. He runs.
Running for his life.
Throw him out. And he's like, and he writes a check out in front of the kid. He's like, no, I'm not playing. Like, look, I have my checkbook right here. He writes out $1 million check. The kid runs around, he gets thrown out, and he's like, oh, man, you know what? I'm going to give you $1 million check anyway. He's like, actually, no. And he rips it up in front of the kid. Oh, and the kid is sitting there like, I'm sorry, mommy. Like, I tried. Like, I tried to help our family or whatever. And he just laughs. That's what I'm saying. He's a twisted.
That's a different type of
exactly.
mentality. I like that.
Twisted.
I like that. I want to see that.
Like, he is twisted as fuck.
I like shit like that.
Yeah, me too.
I like shit like that.
Yo, that's fucked up.
Says a lot about our mentality there, but I like shit like that. I want to see that. That's fucking.
That's what I'm saying. The writing is insane.
Wow.
Like, he's on some like his depravity like knows no fucking bounds, man. It's fucking crazy. It really, really is. And on that note, we gotta get into our notable mention segment. We are honoring Miss Marla Gibbs. Notable mention up next.
It's the SNA Live Podcast, and it's time for the notable mention. Here we go!
And we're back with our notable mention. As I said before, we are honoring the living legend, Miss Marla Gibbs. So, real quick, and not throwing shade at this person at all whatsoever. It's not about, downing her. It's just about saying, okay, that's cool, but we have another person too. So Betty White gets so much props.
Yeah, that fucks with her though.
And I fucks with her too.
Her comedy is.
Yeah, no.
You know what I fuck with her too specifically?
Yeah.
How old is she right now?
99.
She is so witty still.
Yeah. Yep. She's sharp.
She is sharp as a motherfucker.
Yeah, sharp as a tack.
That's her dying shit.
And she has one-liners still.
Yeah.
Till today. Like, she was a really good actress, but to your point, it's not a downer on one. But there's another one who has had longevity as well.
So for those that don't know, Marla Gibbs played Florence Johnston, who was the maid on the Jeffersons. She played Mary Jenkins on 227.
227.
That was my show.
Born in Chicago in 1931. She just turned 90 this year.
Props to her, man.
Just got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Big ups, man.
Yeah.
And listen, if you grew up in the eras like what we did,
man.
Like shows like you mentioned, the Jeffersons, 227.
Yeah.
Watched all my grandma.
She was the annoying the one woman who was above who watched everything in the neighborhood all
in
the
the
time.
window, always in the window. Knew all the gossip.
So it's like she like.
And every building had that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I remember mine.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody remembers theirs. And it's just like
you come in late, you're like shit. Yo, she sees me.
Gonna tell my mom.
She gonna tell my mom, man. Freaking lady, don't you go to sleep?
all up in everybody's business.
But Marla Gibbs,
man. Like she's like once again living legend, still sharp. Like I didn't know she was still acting. Like I was looking at her bio, and
she did something recently.
I seen her in something.
She's still doing roles. She was in.
Damn, what did I see?
She was on Blackish.
Okay.
She was on.
That's where she was.
That's where
she was in a Medea movie.
That's another one. Yes, that's another one.
She's currently, I don't know what role she's playing, but my mother watched this soap opera since I was born. Days of Our Lives. She's currently doing a role on Days of Our Lives.
She's on there?
Currently.
Holy
at 90 years old. Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's crazy.
For me, I laugh because, like I said, she's somebody that was around when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, and you attach yourself to characters.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know what I mean? So
she's classic.
Because like her role is Florence, man. Because George had that slick mouth. You know what I'm saying? He would say,
and she would come right
she would
back,
clap right the fuck back
without hesitation.
Like, you're the maid, yo. Why you got such a sassy mouth, yo?
Couldn't get rid of her though.
No, they couldn't.
Couldn't get rid of her.
She didn't really
clean because she was a rider.
She didn't really clean. No, she didn't.
But she was part
you
of the family.
You wasn't getting rid of me, exactly.
Nah, exactly.
I'm part of the family. It's true.
And speaking of comedies, we got to get into now our top 5 favorite comedies of all time on TV. Ryan, I'm gonna let you start it off.
That's
brother.
all I watch. I love comedies.
I'm surprised you didn't say the Cosby Show here, but come on, that was open. Don't let me hang it. That was an open one.
I do not have the Cosby Show on one of my favorites.
Evidently, it was a drama
Yeah, it was a
because
drama.
it's how serious it was watching the Black household back in that time.
That's
So
what it was.
set it off, man.
So for me, right, and I might touch on again. This is actually in no order.
I don't think any. Well, maybe 1 or 2 more.
I can't really put these in order.
I'm not putting it in order.
So 1, 2, shit. I actually need to take one off because I had too many in this one.
I had more too.
So I you know what? I could probably say 2 out of mine that are definitely might be on something that you guys had.
One should be on all of ours. Okay.
Growing up watching Martin.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I figured that. So that's the X Factor. I'll throw that one out.
Yeah.
Classic.
Martin was classic. It was refreshing.
Yes.
For us because for me personally, it's a segue from me watching, and I don't want to say disorganized comedy. It was more about impromptu comedy, which was another show of mine, which was In Living Color.
Oh, okay.
In Living Color was one of my favorite of all time for comedy because
That's on my list too.
What was it? Sunday nights at 8:00.
Yeah.
I made sure I was home to watch that show, like showered and ready to watch.
Yeah.
So growing up watching In Living Color and then seeing Martin come out, it was a segue into something from being impromptu segments to an actual character that you finally followed through. And Martin's character was amazing.
The character was amazing. The characters,
the cast
on that show.
Yes, was
First
everything.
of all, just put all of Martin's characters aside, which were all genius.
Yes, they were.
But
They all were.
Bruh man from the 5th floor.
Again,
Wait,
Tommy.
Who thinks of that?
Yeah,
Yo,
like
Who
Tommy.
thinks of that, yo?
How
That's
do you
crazy.
turn? Because listen, the idea is I don't know if you get. Tommy was a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Tommy was
But
hustling.
he never made him feel like a drug dealer.
Exactly.
He's like, Tommy, you ain't got no job. And he was fresh all the time, so he was never
This
struggling.
dude had dough. This dude had chicks.
So I definitely throw out,
Always
Martin.
with the leathers.
I figured, yes, he was always clean.
Smooth as shit.
And Cole played the perfect role. He was
He just got that one friend that just ain't got nothing going for him. Like,
or he ain't got his old screws right because he was not tight. His brain was not up there.
I was thinking about an episode just earlier today. I was
Big Shirley.
I was putting together. So what we do before we record, we'll come here, write notes on the show, or whatever. So I always bring my dinner, and I was putting my little meal in the Tupperware, whatever, and I was looking for some plastic forks. So I found one or whatever, and before I got to the fork, I got to a spoon, and it reminded me of this episode of Martin, where Cole had this genius business idea, this quote unquote genius business idea. You remember it?
Oh shit!
You remember it? Renum spoons. You open up a restaurant, you give them free soup,
and you charge them for the spoon. That's right, bro.
Renum spoons.
Yo, all the free soup in the world, but yo, you gotta pay me for the spoon, bro.
That's crazy.
Yo, he told Martin the idea. Martin was like, man, you mother.
So yeah, no. Yo, Martin was a great. I think they lasted for about 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah, so I think he's like
92 to 97, something like that.
Yeah, amazing show.
Great show. And then another segue from that point on for me, looking at, I went to a more comedic, like a cartoonish. It has to go South Park at that point.
Yeah, that's classic.
I was a huge South Park fan because nobody was talking like that.
Yeah.
No,
especially for a cartoon.
So
the Simpsons were there, but they didn't go there.
No. South Park was saying shit on the show where you're like, yo, is there any more
censorship
at all? They're just saying whatever.
Horrible. They had nothing.
Classic.
And then after, like I said, South Park, I'm gonna throw in my show that might throw you guys in for a loop. I don't know, but yo, Married with Children.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yo, Al Bundy.
I was watching that just the other day.
I still watch it when they show it. They have the
Anytime
marathons
it comes on,
it.
I gotta watch it.
4 touchdowns in a single game.
Yo,
we know.
Remember what you said before? We were talking about the other shows where you don't really see too much of the. Now, I will say this about the show. In what state did they live in that a shoe salesman could live in a house with a wife that stays home? I know they didn't have everything, but they still had a house.
Yeah.
So I don't know where you survive with that
As
a shoe salesman. But yo, Al was a beast. And that type of comedy cannot be replayed in today's.
No. It was so politically incorrect. In
every
terms of, like,
step and stage of it.
Like just off the fact we have now quote unquote body shaming.
Oh yeah.
The main running joke of the show is Al walking into the house. So a fat woman came into the shoe store today.
Bro, even when he had the fat women in his shoe store, like he would tell them to their fucking face, so like, this is too tight. He's like, no, your foot is not a size 5. It belongs in a DC air hanger. It's like, what the He's like, damn, dude, you killing her. But yeah, it was very bad, and Al was very, very outspoken. About, and a classic with Al is the No Ma'am crew.
Yes.
Remember they started an organization in his garage? No Ma'am. So again, I know we sound a little dated right now, but
we do.
Watching that series for me growing up, again, I didn't see too many white folk growing up. And then I didn't see white folk struggling. They had the daughter who was a hot mess.
Yeah.
You had the son who was a straight loser.
Straight pervert.
And a pervert.
Yeah.
You know, then you had the original Karen. The original Karen was Marcy next door.
Yes,
I used to make fun of her too, because he used to make fun of her being gay, basically.
Dyke. He always called her a dyke.
She was in real life, she was, which was crazy.
So I mean, that show had a lot of shit, and she had 2 husbands.
It was Steve and then Jefferson. Yeah. Here's the thing though, because I was a kid when that show came out. Right? We all kids. I could never understand why Al didn't want to have sex with Peggy.
Me neither.
She was bad. As a kid, I would be like, yo.
Peggy was the shit.
I don't know what I would do to her because I don't understand what sex is. Because that came out like in 1987 or 86 or something like that. We were kids. But I'd be like, yo, I'd be all over her.
Yeah, man.
Peggy was kind of
not bad looking.
She had a good body.
Yeah.
Peggy was not bad looking. He never wanted to have sex with her. He avoided everything. And you know what's crazy? If you really think about it, they never even showed him entertaining anybody else. So he's just a guy who just did not care for sex.
No, he just he would drool over women, but he was loyal. That was the weird part. He was
really
loyal. He was loyal to his wife.
He really was.
No matter how much he was talking about, like, I hate you. And
he was also Al Bundy at the end of the day. With the receding hairline. And he was a shoe salesman.
Yeah, not exactly.
Because, them fat women sometimes used to put him in his place, too, though. He would say something and they would come out at him.
Al wasn't exactly drowning in pussy.
Married with Children, he wasn't. But Married with Children was one of those growing up where again, it was just one of them shows for me, man.
Classic.
So,
me, all right. So I'm gonna start with first the two that you've mentioned already. One was Married with Children.
Okay.
That was a classic for me.
It had to be.
And the other one was Martin.
Martin, okay,
Classic.
yeah, I think that was on all our lists.
That was the one I knew that was going to be consistent with all of them.
That's why I threw that one out first.
I made sure I did my homework, did everything, just so I can go sit down and freaking watch Martin with no disruption. So definitely. So the other three might throw y'all for a loop. So the next one, for me, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No, listen, it was a great show. It really was.
I freaking loved that show.
No, I did too. I watched
just
it
too.
too.
The storyline of the kid from the ghetto.
Yeah.
Moves down, moves with a rich family.
West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Yes. That song is still classic, yo.
I was about to
In
say.
the playground where I spent most of my days.
I used to sit there. I used to rap it right along every time that shit came on.
I don't think there's a person our age that doesn't know that song.
No, chilling out, Max, and relaxing, no cool. Shit, them Bebo up and
What's his name? Just redid the video.
Joyner Lucas.
Joyner Lucas.
When he did his tribute to Will.
To Will. Yep.
Which I thought was dope.
So dope. And then he put him on the remix.
And he put him on, yes, he did.
And Will Smith killed it.
Yes, he did. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, Will Smith had a very big single that he got sued for before he became Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So Will Smith, DJ Jazzy Jeff had done a big song that took off. I want to say this is about 87.
Okay.
A Nightmare on My Street.
I remember that. Yeah.
Where they sampled Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
And they got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
They got in trouble for that. But that song was fucking big.
Yeah.
It was it was a huge song. Could you imagine with today's technology if they would have filmed that video now, how that would look?
That would have been crazy.
Think about that.
Yeah.
So Will had done the sample from Nightmare on Elm Street as a song, and that was a big song that actually hurt his career a little bit because he kind of got sued for sample infringement. Yeah. But I mean, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, in my opinion, Lee, was one that was on my list.
That was classic.
I knew that.
Classic.
I had a feeling that somebody else was gonna say that. So I wanted to bring
It didn't make my list, but I could see why.
Because listen, it was a tough one for me because I did look at it and I was like, you know what?
And the thing of it is, even though Tatiana Ali is exactly my age, I had a crush on Hillary back in the day.
So did I. I was out for
Mine was Tatiana.
Now I was looking at Hillary.
I was looking at Hillary.
I know she was beautiful.
It was just her character too. I don't know. It was just something. I don't know. It just speaks to the mind frame we can share there. Can't wait. Hillary was who I targeted. So who else you got after Fresh Prince?
So this is gonna be the left. I don't know if you have ever watched this. I thought it was hilarious, especially because it was just different. Growing up where we came from. King of Queens, yo.
So I got into it, but it wasn't something that I didn't watch consistently.
The wife, her personality, just that little witty and just get. But then at the end of the day, like you were saying, she was loyal to this dude. Because she was way out of his league. Way out of his league. She's beautiful. Way out of his league.
Way out of his league is an understatement.
She would diss him, fuck with, mess with him, and at the end of the day, she was still like, I love you. She did whatever she had
BK,
to do.
Though. She's so Brooklyn Italian.
She really was Brooklyn Italian. Straight from Bay Ridge.
And I had a thing for Italian when I'm growing up. So.
Bay Ridge. I think we all did.
Man. But that was my show. I enjoyed it. And then my number one, definitely my number one. It goes back. It's funny. It kind of, to me, when you was, I just wrote it down when you was talking. It's kind of the different version of Married with Children, Family Guy.
No, again, that was on my. But again, you know why I left that there?
I've probably seen every fucking Family Guy.
And you know why I left it there? You and me share that a lot with Family Guy. But I knew. So for the record, I know Malik. Like I love Family Guy, but Malik loathed. And he is.
I know word for word. I can watch it. I can keep watching the same episode over and over, and it doesn't get old. Doesn't get old. I know everything. Stewie.
So you know what's crazy,
Quagmire.
So before we had technology.
Hello, 911? Yeah, this time it's stuck in the window.
Yes. Yo, I'm going to give you a little bit of desperation on how much I love the show. So before technology, I started working at Con Ed. We had PlayStation started making a portable called the PlayStation Portable. Mm-hmm. And we didn't have streaming services yet. So PlayStation Portable used to sell seasons of TV shows on the discs.
Well, that's cool.
So you were able to load up and watch. You know how many? I have 7 seasons of when they first came out of all the Family Guys because I would watch them during my break on that fucking.
The first 9 and 10 is probably the best. Recently, it hasn't been as funny. They got different writers, but
it's not even that. You know what it is? You gotta be careful. And you know what? This is actually a perfect time to say this before you jump in with yours. The cancel culture has destroyed comedy.
Yeah, it definitely does. Definitely.
Because you can't say certain things anymore.
Yeah. No, Family Guy forget touching the line. They went over that shit.
But you know what's funny though? Prior to that though, but you know what though? But prior to that though, we can go back to an episode we spoke about with comedians.
Yeah.
Guys like Andrew Dice Clay, Sean was it Sam Kinison? George Carlin, Richard Pryor. These guys can't. Eddie Murphy even
can't do that.
They can't do that type of comedy nowadays anymore. Nothing is funny anymore because everyone's offended.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But what frustrates the fuck out of me is it's not even a real offense. It's I want to make sure I look a certain way. Yeah. So I'm going to pretend like I'm offended. Even though the people you're talking about.
Behind closed doors, they talk fucking reckless.
Yeah, of course. But even though the people that are being talked about isn't the people that are complaining.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, you're not even really offended. You're just trying to make yourself look like a
you're trying to stand up to be some political advocate or something.
The characters on the show is just freaking politically incorrect. The baby is gay. You have a freaking a pedophile. You got a pedophile and a rapist who puts roofies in women's drinks.
Yeah.
No, you're not lying. When
you have
really
a pedophile old man.
Chris, why don't you come over here? It's Herbert the pervert.
Herbert the pervert. Like, come on.
Yo, Herbert the pervert is the truth when it comes.
Yo, I remember there was a scene in Family Guy where Stewie is asleep, but he's talking in his sleep, and you could tell he's dreaming.
Oh yeah.
And he says, "That's right, Mr. Giraffe. Make sure you get all the marmalade."
Yo,
so you know giraffes have long tongues, right?
Yes.
And when Meg turns 18 and he knocks on the door at the birthday party. So Meg, you 18 now?
Yo, but even Herbert the pervert, there was this episode where Chris was mad happy. I don't know what he was doing in his room. He takes his shirt off. He's like swinging his shirt, going woo.
And you hear the ladder.
The ladder. Click, and there's Herbert in the window looking at him like.
He falls.
Yo, the show is fucking off its rocker. And if you haven't seen Family Guy, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
That's
so
don't be sensitive.
Conway, please.
All right, so the crazy part is we hit 2 of my 5, right? So that's Martin and Living Color.
I think Malik did the same thing. It was 2.
Yeah, Martin and Living Color.
Okay.
I don't know how this did not get mentioned. Because I was actually thinking it's easily going to be 3 out of the 5. Chappelle Show.
Oh, so you know what, bro? It's on my list, but it was 6, and I didn't want to say it again.
I didn't even think of that one. Wow.
So like,
Chappelle Show was on my list too.
Chappelle Show just off the strength of the Rick James episode.
Yo, alone.
Darkness. Separates it from like. There's so many one-liners. There's so many one-liners in that one episode that just separate it from any other comedy. Dave Chappelle,
brilliant. He's my favorite comedian ever.
Yeah, like, so he's number 2 for me after Richard Pryor.
Thank you. I'm on the same with that.
That's number 1 for me, bro.
Because without Richard Pryor,
there's no Dave Chappelle. That's why I agree with that.
That's true.
Wholeheartedly with you with that.
So it's like
Richard Pryor, he strayed the line.
Yeah.
In his time.
That was the 70s.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like,
he strayed the line in his time.
He was talking like
reckless.
Shit. Yeah. So,
and got movies off of that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
In the 70s.
Exactly. So,
yo, See No Evil, Hear No Evil with him and
Gene Wilder.
Yo,
classic.
Yeah.
Yo, that was
Stir Crazy,
bro.
Yeah,
that's correct. That's classic.
All right, I'm sorry.
That's cool.
We could go on a tangent.
No, but Chappelle Show, the term comic genius gets thrown around, I think, like kind of too loosely. Genius. But like, you can't take that away from that man.
What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Smack.
Bro, whoever thinks about being a blind
darkness, everybody, darkness
a blind KKK member.
Yes, that was the first episode.
Yes, black people with your wide nose taking all the white man's hair.
I just had a drive back past summer. I went to go visit my father.
Yeah.
On the way back, I know how it is when you drive. Everybody gets comfortable, they get set in your ways, and you're by yourself at some point in time. So I started watching Chappelle season 1.
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't realize that character was from season 1. Yes, no, it was
season 1, episode
1. It was the pilot.
He started off the show.
He went in with a bang, and I sat there and watched it. My son Aaron for the first time.
Oh,
so he's like, "Dad, what is he talking about?" I said, just listen to it because it's craziness. Like this guy's off his rock.
And then at the end, where the reporter is like, "What was the dude's name?"
Oh shit, I don't remember. I should have.
Clayton Bigsby.
Bigsby, yes.
Clayton Bigsby. He's like, "So Mr. Bigsby, what if I told you that you were in fact black?"
He got upset.
Yo, he was tight.
I am in no way involved in any niggerism.
Niggerism is the word. Yo, Chappelle was great for that, man.
Oh, man. So, yes. So, as I was sitting there doing the list, I'm thinking of just the funniest moments in TV history. Wow. The Rick James episode popped in my head. I was like, oh, Chappelle show. And the crazy part is, even though it went 3 seasons, the 3rd season, he was not on the show. Remember, he left.
Yes, that's right. He had bounced.
So, as great as the show was, it was only really 2 seasons. Yeah. And that's much like, and here's the crazy part. People don't remember this. Richard Pryor had a show on TV. It only lasted 2 seasons because it got too crazy. And they were like, yo.
What was the name of the show?
The Richard Pryor Show.
It really was, huh?
Yeah. So
what era was that?
Late 70s.
I need to look that up on YouTube.
Yeah, look it up. And it only lasted 2 seasons.
It makes sense, though, because the comedic genius in both of those individuals were a little bit too much for some people's lives.
Exactly. And it just, history repeated itself.
Those titties.
That's crazy. Bring me back some Cambodian
breast milk. So those are 3, right? So my other 2. So there's one. So I think everybody had a show that went like a little left, right? Where it's like it didn't mirror the other people.
Mine was King of Queens.
Yeah. So I'm about to put y'all onto a show that if you've not watched or never seen, it's not a show it's weird because it's extremely popular with the people that know about it. But other than that, it's not a show that's like widely watched. But it has a hardcore fan base, and I got put onto it by an ex like way back in the day or whatever. But it's called It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh,
I heard about that.
Yeah.
That's the dude from
Danny DeVito's in that too.
Yes.
And the dude that we watched from the other movies.
Bosses, Horrible Bosses.
Horrible Bosses, that guy.
With the high pitch
Charlie.
voice.
Yeah. He's funny as fuck.
Yo, if you want to see some like unadulterated ignorance,
that's it right there.
Holy shit!
All I've seen is the scene where Danny DeVito's naked. Well, not naked. He's in his underwear and he's running around in the playground.
Yeah,
shit. I remember that.
Yeah. Like ridiculous. Wow. And ridiculous to the point where this whole cancel culture thing, for whatever reason, it has not touched them. Because
are you surprised?
Oh, yeah, you know why.
Well, yeah, but the racism on the show, and the racism is more satire. Like they're being racist on purpose to make fun of how silly racism is. Gotcha. It's not like they're being racist because they're racist. It's more of like a racism of making fun of how like racism is stupid.
Like Family Guy.
Yeah.
They make fun of everybody.
They're Jewish and they make fun of Jewish people.
Everybody gets it.
Yeah.
So amazing, and it's like 12 or 13 seasons in.
They've been around for a while. They have been around for a while. They're still on, aren't they?
Yeah, they're still on. About the new season's about to start. And the crazy part is that once again, it's not widely watched, but the fan base is hardcore.
It's FX, right?
Yeah, FX. Yep. And I'll just give like a one little.
FX is the same station that hosts Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And just to give like a little snippet of like the idea of what this show is about. Like how crazy it gets.
Yeah, what's up with that? The title of the show. What is that?
I have no idea.
Okay,
I don't think it correlates with the actual show.
It's based in Philadelphia.
That's it.
Other than that, I have no fucking clue.
Okay.
So the premise is there's 3 dudes that own a bar, and the chick in the show is like their friend or whatever, and then she works in the bar, and nobody's ever in the bar. I don't know how they make money because nobody's ever in the fuck. They just drink, get drunk all day, and just do stupid shit around town.
Oh my god!
So there's one episode. So all right. So the main dude, who actually is the creator of the show, Mac is gay, but he's not out. But he just does stuff that makes them think like, dude, you're gay. Like, just admit it. Like, we don't care.
Like Stewie.
And he's,
like Stewie,
exactly. And they're just like, dude, just admit it. And he's like, what are you talking about? I don't understand. It's like, dude, you do shit that just is obviously. So there's one episode where he has this new invention, and it's a exercise bike.
Oh boy.
Where the exercise bike, he's like, all right, you get on the exercise bike and you pedal real fast, and in the seat,
oh boy,
as you pedal,
it moves.
A dildo pops out of the seat.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's like not even a dildo. It's a rubber fist.
Wow, we went there.
So as you pedal, the rubber fist comes up from up underneath the seat, and
I've seen porn like that.
and the rest of the characters are like, oh man,
mad.
Dude, what are you doing?
And he's like, what? He's like, come on,
Let's
man.
just
come out the closet.
Say it already.
He's like, no. Wait, you guys, you're not understanding. You pedal, and as you're getting tired, you want to sit down, and the fist lifts you up to keep you going.
Sure it does. Sure it does, Mac.
That's a good explanation, but it's so stupid.
And he's like, it propels you to keep pushing and going forward.
Yo,
and it's like, hilarious. Dude, it's sad at this point. Just come out. Come on.
The bones have already fallen out the closet.
So that's my fourth one. And the last one is a show we had mentioned earlier. And it's my all-time actually favorite comedy, maybe even all-time favorite TV show. Not because it was the best show, just because it resonated with me at an early age. And looking back on it, it made me realize, like, I'm the person I became, or better stated, looking back on it, it's not surprising I'm the person I became in terms of like what I do for a living or whatever, looking back at what my favorite show was, and that was The Jeffersons. Okay. And the reason for that was because, so I've said this on the show I think before, like my pops wasn't around when I was growing up or whatever, so I would subconsciously always look to other black men on TV.
For guidance.
For guidance, exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
And George Jefferson just was like, he's this dude he was uptown dude, he's from Harlem. Mm-hmm. Now we're from the Bronx or whatever, but like it was still uptown, right?
Yeah.
And he was a off the block dude that had hustle and was about his paper and was able to live in this luxurious Upper East Side building. And
they own cleaners, right?
Yeah. He owned like 7 dry cleaners, Jefferson Cleaners. Exactly. He always had the fly suit on.
He was always fresh.
Always fresh. Always fresh. He was about his paper.
But you didn't see that when we were growing up.
Exactly. That was the other thing.
They were drug dealers if they were.
Exactly.
Facts.
And that was the other thing.
Because you weren't even an athlete at that time.
Yeah, he was a legit businessman about his paper, but learning as he went through it. Because he was always keenly aware that he didn't fit in with the people he was now associated with, because he had money. And keep in mind, this is late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he wasn't exactly shining at that point. So
unless you were a drug dealer.
Yeah. So he pretty much was in a building with almost all white people, with the exception of
Park Avenue, right? Madison. No.
I don't know if they ever named the street.
No, they never said the street.
They never? Okay.
They just said Upper East Side.
I'm thinking about the pictures.
It looked like Park when it showed on the outside.
Yeah, it looked like Park. That's what
but they never said what it was.
They never said it. But he lived in a high-rise building in like the Upper East Side.
Which so, Park prominently was really that on the East
Side. And which was key, I don't know if you noticed, he also loved his family. As much as he fucked with them, he always did care of his family.
It was all family.
And he loved his family.
It was all family.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. And like, he was quick to tell these snooty people that he was living around, like, yo,
go fuck yourself.
About themselves real quick.
Basically, go fuck yourself.
Yep, he did.
Like, because you know what? You might want to look down upon me or whatever, but I'm getting much as paper as you, if not even more.
Facts.
So, and I started from way before you.
Facts.
Because I came out the gutter. So fuck y'all. I'm still getting this paper. I'm still living this life.
Earnest.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's why, like, that's my all-time #1 comedy.
I give it to you. Yeah.
It just resonated with me a little bit different.
I like it. I like it, man. Well,
this was fun.
You've heard that from us, right there, man.
Definitely.
This was fun.
Definitely.
So if you haven't seen any of these episodes, go back and start watching.
And if you haven't seen any of these, maybe it's a good time to check it out.
Yeah, man.
And if you have some shows that we didn't even mention, holla.
Chime in, throw it out. Let us know, you missed out on this one or whatever.
Yeah. And we can be like, that was all right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, we don't have too many. If we had all our notable mentions, we'll be here for a 4-hour segment.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so time to get into speaking of segments, our next segment, What You Rocking With?
Perfect.
This is What You Rocking With inside the SNA Live podcast.
It's no introduction.
And we're back with our segment. We call it What You Rocking With, where we just get into what we're feeling, what we're vibing with for the week. And Brother Leek, I'm going to let you set it off, brother. What you rocking with this week?
All right, so since we're talking about sitcoms, I had to get...
Say word, you're staying on topic.
Wow. If you notice, I've been doing that lately.
I got to raise the volume on that one.
I think this is like the third episode in a row.
Yeah. I give you credit. The flowers is out.
I don't always have to be different. Anyway, so this is a brother, I had no idea about this brother. And his show that became big, I believe Emmy, I don't know if they won an Emmy, but definitely Emmy nominated, Mr. Kenya Barris.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
From Blackish.
Yeah.
So I
think they were nominated.
Yeah, I think they were definitely nominated. I don't think, obviously, probably didn't win, even though it's a brilliant show. I never got too far into Blackish, but I watched the
Me
episodes.
neither, but
I watched the episodes and I'm like, yo, this is.
I was trying to tell you, brother.
I know he kept telling me. I'm like, yo, this is.
Yeah,
brilliant.
you had been on that.
Yeah, you was on.
I think it was during the pandemic too.
Yeah,
that's why
I got on it.
So that's why. That's where I'm getting at. So
just real time out. I'm not gonna front. It's because of what Tracy Ellis Ross would wear on the shows.
That's why he was like, yo, you gotta see what she's wearing.
I was like, yo.
He loves Tracy Ellis Ross, but
she is dope though.
She's so dope. Not even just physically, personally.
No. I said she is dope.
She's more than just a.
She is dope. It's not just a body. She's dope.
Yeah, good, just a good human being. So I never got into Blackish, and saw a couple of episodes, but during the pandemic, I got into Black as Fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here watching. I'm like, yo, this shit is brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I'm like, yo, this dude, like, besides Spike Lee, I don't know how many other like creative minds have come out and just like kicked down that wall,
nailed,
and just said, fuck what everybody thinks about. I'm gonna show the Black experience.
Yeah.
From like even lower level. I mean, Spike Lee he was more in the 80s and 90s, but this dude is showing like what Black families are. He's showing the ghetto side, but at the same time, the sophisticated, prestigious side. And that mix it hit with me. I was just like, yo, this show is fucking crazy. I don't know if you read recently, just going back to every time this cancer culture, Netflix tried to tell him, same Dave Chappelle shit, tried to tell him to wind it down. And he said, fuck you, and he left Netflix. So he actually, I think he got a deal with, not sure who he went, but he left. Yeah, he left.
Wow.
Because they didn't want to renew. They was trying to tell him in the next season, you can't do what you were doing.
Wow.
He was like, come on, dude, this is what y'all signed me up for.
This is why we're even negotiating right now.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because of what I did.
Come on,
like
dude.
why? Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, man.
Like, there's a reason you came to me for season 2.
But you know why though, right? Because they're scared that they're gonna continue to grow and
then he's gonna ask for more later on.
Yeah, that's really what
they
it
don't want to
is.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
If we allow this, then what's next?
And who else is next? And how many?
Yep. And then they're gonna keep coming to us. But shout out to Kenya Barris. He's a freaking brilliant mind. I never knew about him.
Yeah,
I never knew about him. But and what's funny is
he's a Compton dude too.
In Black as Fuck, he's basically showing his lifestyle. He's basically perceiving how he came up in the business, and
that's what's up.
He married a woman who's interracial, so she has that white side, and how he has to deal with that, and how he's just an asshole. He kind of admits that he's an asshole.
Yeah, his wife played by Rashida Jones.
Rashida Jones, yes,
that's right.
He has like 6 kids. It's crazy.
Another bad bitch.
His kids.
She is.
He has the entitled kids, and he has to try to teach them like.
I like it.
Yo,
it's true. They nailed that one.
Yo, so shout out to Kenya Barris. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. Don't let them stop you, bro.
Definitely.
Keep doing what you're doing.
I like that.
Yeah, good.
I like that. That was a good one.
Right, what you rocking with this week? Brother?
So for me, I always, I'm gonna stick on topic too, but I always go towards the technology side, and for me, it's shout out to us being young and being in front of the TVs when the shows would come on back in the day, because when you missed a show back in the day, like Jay said, when she gone forever.
Yeah.
Mourn forever.
Yeah.
All right? Because the fact is that you were never going to see that show again back in the day.
And then you couldn't be at school the next day.
Talking
like,
about,
yo, you seen the episode?
Missed it, son.
Yo.
You missed it.
So my what I'm rocking with is technology nowadays, that you motherfuckers are so fucking lucky that you miss something,
and spoiled.
You could catch it on YouTube, on demand,
anywhere. Yo.
You could DVR
everywhere.
Like, yo, real talk. Back in the day, the only recording apparatus we had was a VCR.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, half of y'all even know what a VCR is.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Because most of the children and people who were born probably after 2006, 7 probably won't even know what a fucking VCR is.
They don't.
Tell me you didn't have that section in your house that was stacked up with fucking VCR tapes.
Dude, I still own
from all the shit
VHS
you
tapes.
used to tape. Yeah,
I still have original films like from back in the day. But yo, technology nowadays, I got to give it to y'all. For the simple fact that I mentioned that is because if you haven't seen any of the shows that we mentioned today, you have the opportunity to go back now and check and listen
YouTube.
and watch everything that we spoke about.
Yep.
And hands on, I mean, real deal, if this was back in 1997, you're done. There was no seeing anything unless somebody physically owned a copy of something.
VCR,
Or a VCR or a DVD when they started coming out.
Real talk.
But yo, big ups to technology because it made everybody spoiled. But at the end of the day, you guys can take part in history as things that, like I said, you can easily watch a TV show that I watched when I was 7 years old. You could watch it today.
Yes.
And that wasn't the same opportunity that we had. Because like Conway said, I had mentioned that when I spoke about In Living Color. I made sure, because I knew Monday morning,
Exactly.
whether it was lunchtime or whatever, when we had the time to congregate,
That was going to be the talk.
or even before class started at 8 o'clock or whatever, you had a little talk time in homeroom. If you didn't
you seen the
see
Homie the Clown episode?
Oh,
Yo,
man.
that shit was crazy.
If you missed it, it was over for you, and you didn't want to feel like you.
You saw the
left
Fly
out.
Girls. You saw Jennifer Lopez. They got
Jennifer
some Spanish
Lopez,
girl. Yo,
yeah,
she's
man.
crazy.
So again, a big up to technology for being able to bring back these experiences that we could relive consistently over and over again. Because again, when we were kids, if you missed an episode, you missed it forever.
missed it, yeah.
There was
Real
no
talk.
replays. There was no West Coast version, like how you have Showtime East, Showtime West. Oh, I missed it at 8. I could catch it at 11.
Yeah.
Nah, fam,
Yeah.
you're done. You're
wrap.
done.
It's a wrap.
So big up to technology, because without it, man, I know you guys would miss a big chunk of the history that we're talking about right now.
Nice.
So Conway, what are you rocking with?
So we talked about we were leaving off streaming service shows for the top fives, but for what I'm rocking with this week, I gotta mention a show on Netflix. I just got put onto it maybe 3 or 4 months ago. Once again, during the pandemic, there's a little bit more downtime, a little bit more.
A lot more downtime.
But for us, not as much
Not
as
us,
but more than what we would have had before. So there's a show called Manifest.
Yo, bro, I haven't gotten into that yet, and I keep getting told I would love it.
Where's that
That's
on?
about the
What's that?
airplane that disappears.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't
So
know.
all right. So the premise is there's a plane that is coming back from Montego, Jamaica.
Okay.
They went on vacation. Yeah, whoever was
They
there.
go on vacation in 2015,
Okay.
and then the plane disappears, and then it lands in 2020.
Oh,
But the
shit.
passengers think they just left and came back.
So they never know the difference.
So as they come off the plane, the FBI is waiting for them, and they're like, "Yo, what's going on?" They're like, "Well, good news and bad news. The good news is you guys are obviously alive." And they're like, "Yeah, what's the problem?" "Well, you guys left in 2015. It is now November 2020." And they're looking at each other like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Yeah. So we need you guys to come with us."
Yeah, we got to debrief for you guys because we need to know what the fuck is up.
Quarantining you
That's
because
CIA.
Yeah, we don't know where the fuck y'all been for 5 years.
Exactly. Like you can't and the plane is intact. Everybody's
Everything.
Nobody aged. Wow. Like that's like it was like the premise is crazy.
It's like the blip.
Yeah.
Like in Avengers.
Yeah, the premise is so crazy, and
Through a
the
warp.
ripple effects of that
Gotcha.
is just bananas. The show is insane.
What
And
channel?
It's on
It's
Netflix.
Netflix.
It's
It's on
Netflix. man.
Netflix,
It's
yeah.
actually still, if you put Netflix on right now,
probably top
it's
10 shows.
No, it is top 10, but
Yeah.
I think it's in the top 3.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
still prominent.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've been told that multiple times.
It's
so,
only up to season 3.
so it's worth
Okay.
watching?
I can
Yeah,
catch it.
definitely.
I
All right,
can
so
catch
I was told that.
It's worth watching for a couple of reasons. Number one, amazing show. Number two, I just have I have a thing for East African women.
Here we go.
There's a woman named
There's always a character
Yeah.
that attracts this guy's attention.
Yeah, Athena Karkanis.
Okay.
He always knows their names.
Dude,
You know
this
I got
this dude's the elephant.
The memory
Elephant,
thing
yeah,
is weird with me. So she is half Egyptian, half Greek,
Wow.
which is an insane
Yeah.
combination.
Applause
But-
for that.
Wow.
Beautiful.
God bless her parents.
Like, not like
Yo,
thottish,
you said Egyptian.
Greek. Not like thottish, sexy.
No, of
like
course not.
like just naturally, just beautiful. Like beautiful. And not to say like I'm watching that show because of her or whatever. It's,
No.
it's an
It's a
amazing
bonus.
show.
It's a bonus.
Exactly.
It's a bonus.
It's the cherry on the sundae.
What's her name?
Oh, Lord.
Athena Scriber?
This motherfucker has the phone out.
Yo, you've done that consistently throughout this episode.
So
You're proud, though. I like it.
And here's the crazy part,
What's her
though.
name?
Yo,
Athena
he's dead ass. He's like, hold on, I'm not done yet.
Karkanis, Karkanis. Now, picture-wise, she's pretty, but you have to like kind of see her like in motion. She's just a beautiful, beautiful
Oh,
woman.
yeah.
I just saw that open up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See,
Yeah, yeah,
I see why. I get it.
Yeah.
We have that similar.
yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I like that exotic look.
yeah.
Pardon me, you guys can see my facial reaction.
Like,
no, but I'm always, you know what it is though? I'll be honest with you, man. I'm always been a fan of giving people their flowers, male or female, man. There's people who just are beautiful people. It's easy to say that you're.
And she's one of them.
No, hands down.
And I'd never seen her before. Before this show.
Well, I've never seen her before until you just mentioned her either.
And I'm like, hey, let me Google her or whatever. Like when the show was on, I was like, I've never seen her before. I'm curious. And it said like, yeah, her father is like Egyptian and her mother is Greek or vice versa. I can't remember. But I just was like, yo, first of all, that's an insane combination I've never even heard of before. And just her, like her essence, just like that's what I'm saying. Like the picture doesn't do it justice.
Oh shit, I like her even more. She got my birthday. Yeah,
look at that. Leak is a new fan.
I gotta meet you. And she's from Canada.
Oh, you know them Canadians.
That's the other thing, right? I forgot to tell you.
Okay,
I told
Conway.
I don't know what
Canada.
Conway.
I don't know what it is about Canada.
Canada.
But Canada got women.
Oh yeah.
Like for days.
I went to school in Buffalo. I know, brother.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you damn near like right
all
there.
Shades,
stone's throw away.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm rocking with.
All right.
Yeah.
Definitely give it to you, man.
And on that note, that brings us to the conclusion of this episode.
We're all married men, by the way.
It's all right. We're talking about TV.
Yeah, we're talking about, you don't even know these people. I am talking about my appreciation for the aesthetic beauty.
He's a connoisseur of the actors and actress community that brings us delight while watching the shows.
Gotcha.
Oh, we appreciate you joining us on this journey. You can find us on you can find us on multiple
YouTube, platforms, YouTube, Instagram, everything.
Whenever you find your podcast.
At the SNA Live Podcast. You can find us also on the OIM platform.
Yeah, and soon on the OIM app.
Yes.
And in the words of Shirley Chisholm, if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. We out.
We out.
Peace.
You have just listened to the SNA Live experience. We want to thank you for tuning in with us. We'll be back with another episode.